Hello and welcome back to Saxlingham. Well, since the last episode, I have elected to get a bit of AutoDrive going on a loop. So we have one tractor, a nice little Ford here, a small trailer filling up our potatoes in the potato factory, and we have two tractors filling up sugar beet in our sugar production points. Now obviously with the sugar one, it will only fill up the nearest one initially. Once that's full, it will wait till this trailer is empty and then loop round. At that point, this trailer should hopefully then go and fill this sugar mill up. Is a theory. I haven't got the far ahead to see if that works or not, but that's how I'm hoping it will work. I'm hoping that by the time this moves away, this hasn't consumed enough to trigger this one to then make it static here, which is also a consideration. But we will see. So I'm hoping that these just work away in the background, keeping these nicely topped up. So yeah, that's that. Next thing, I have now cleared enough trees here to potentially put down the cow barn stroke pasture. I've levelled the ground and I have I say leveled. I've smoothed it over and I've put a texture down. So this is our platform to where we're going to put the cow shed, and then we will utilise some of this field. Now I was planning to make the pasture the entire size of the field, which it's still an option. It's quite a substantial field, so we'd get a lot of cows in this area. But my next consideration is actually we put the cow barn here, or we maybe just put the pasture around this corner, which is still ample size, and then we can use this half of the field for crop still. And I think that's how I'm going to play this one out. So the barn that I'm going to put in is this one. I can't remember who designed this mod, but all I've done is tweak the mod to have my logo on the rear wall and the doors. Otherwise it's the same. I've put in the pasture, otherwise it would have just been a shed. So I've done that too, and that's the plan around that one. So how are we going to do this? I think I'm going to try and put it here. Let's give it a go. Do I want to customize the fence? Yes, I do. So it starts on this end. I'm going to mute my mic so you don't hear all my mouse clicking, and I will talk to you once this is done. Right, so that's the pasture down and meadow grass planted. We might need to do a bit of finessing around the edges here just so it ties it up, which at the minute doesn't look too bad, so we might not. And I will need to put a bit of a border down here just so the field edge is not quite too close to this fence, because when I'm going to be planting in there, I don't want the machinery to get hung up on the cow fence. So yeah, Quite happy with that. Now, let's see. We should have a gate that can open, which it does. It should be levelish. We will smooth this out as well at some point. These gates should open as well as these. If the game's a bit laggy, patch 1.0, no 1.10 released yesterday, and then 1.11, and then it's 1.1101 I think is released today, because there was another patch to fix the mistakes of yesterday's patch. So it's a little bit laggy still. I have tried zooming around the map, all that usual stuff, but it hasn't really worked. So we'll see. And I'm going to paint out the grass here from the barn floor as well at some point. Yeah, that's where we are on that one, which is good. In fact, I'll leave them open. I'm going to close this one, because in theory the cows will or should come in and out of the cow barn. That makes more sense. Right, let's see how many cows we can put in. $209, so that's not bad given the base one's 50. So that's quite an increase, which is good. We will put in, let's see, I think we'll put in 10 of these. In fact, no, we'll put 20 in. And that's our starting herd. But we won't close this gate so they don't escape. Yes, that's our starting herd, which is good. Why is the display not showing up? I wonder if it's not being widened adequately. Yeah, so we're going to need to put some food in temporarily until the meadow grass grows through. And Meadow's only 40% though, which is not ideal. So we're going to have to make some TMR, or at the very least try and use hay. We could use silage, that's 80%. I think we should have some silage bales in here already. So I hope we do. We do, yes, so if we take out 10 bales, that should be enough, shouldn't it? So we'll get the trailer, we'll come and collect them, and we'll move them into the cow shed. Get them sorted. Right, give me 5 minutes to get them taken care of, and I will catch up with you when that's done. Okay, so in an effort to save a bit of time on the last episode to this one, I have put canola in that field already, and we have cultivated both fields before doing the canola in that one, and now we're going to put canola in this one. I think we're going to overdo the canola on this occasion, but it'll come in useful, so we might as well. So I I always, when it comes to seed, I always do the headlands first, and I shouldn't. So, nope, we're going to start with the up and downs. Right, there we go. So, I'm going to get this done, and I'll catch up with you once it is complete. Right, well that is the field seeded with canola. We're going to go and roll both the fields to give them the best possible opportunity to get the highest yield out of them. And I am going to also put some lime on the field we've just planted in. I think that field needs some. I don't think the other field does. I'll double check that though. If that needs it, we'll do that too. I've also set my seeder away in the field next to the cow barn, and we're now putting grass back in that again because I plan to put, I think it's going to be corn, and if not corn, sunflower in the April-May time when it's due to be planted, which means between now and then we should get at least one grass cut off it, and that will help us get some additional bales of silage, which will be useful for the cows. Right, let's start this off. I always find this roller quite unusual because it's hard to steer when it's unfolding. Right, so there we go. Again, this is another one that I should be doing the up and downs first, not the headlands. But we've started now, so we might as well continue. I am going to get this done. Looking at my recording time, with the time lapse for the other one, it's not going to be a particularly long video. However, I don't really fancy doing a second time lapse with this. So I think I'm just going to get the the fields cracked off with the rolling, get back up there, get the lime, get that sorted, and then see if there's any remaining jobs that I want to do in September before we move on to the next month, which will be the next episode. So with that in mind, I am going to see you in a few minutes, but I'm going to spend a good half an hour, 45 minutes for just enjoying the game and relaxing. Catch you in a bit. Right, well, I got a bit carried away there. So we have those 2 canola fields are now rolled. We have put lime on them as well. One of them needs a heavy dose of fertilizer, one needs a light dose of fertilizer, but they both need fertilizer. So I will do that off camera completely. I appreciate I've done the rest of it off camera, but I'm going to do that offline after this video has been uploaded. The grass field is now seeded, planted in. So again, by next episode, that'll be coming along quite nicely. I am potentially going to, again, when I'm doing the fertilizing, getting a grass roller hired just to roll the field, so get to next growth stage straight away, which might help it. But all in all, not too bad. It's quite late when I'm recording this now, so I am going to call it here. I hope what I have shown has been watchable, enjoyable, and you found something of benefit in this. If you have, please hit subscribe, hit like, and please turn those notifications on. And for those who have been watching, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.